Eskom's plunged deeper into the red. The power utility has posted a full-year loss of 55 billion rand. That's more than double the prior period. Eskom's pointed to a one-off charge linked to the spin-off of its transmission unit. It's also cited the poor performance of its coal-fired power station fleet, a lack of cost-reflective tariffs, rising municipal arrears and unsustainable debt levels. But Eskom's optimistic about the year ahead. It expects to swing to a profit of over 10 billion rand and says that outlook supported by an improvement in operating cash flows linked to the recent tariff increase, higher sales along with improved plant performance. Solid, that's how Deutsche Konsum has described its full-year performance. The German real estate investment trust has posted a 2.9% drop in rental income, citing a selective portfolio sales and a near 16% decline in funds from operations. The firm says while a sharp rise in interest costs compared to previous years continued to have a direct impact on funds from operations, the recent fall in rates is providing relief. Net asset value for the period, meanwhile, registered growth of 3.3%. Looking ahead, Deutsche Konsum expects rate cuts in the near future to give the property sector more stability in terms of future value development and interest costs. Sibanye-Stillwater has struck a streaming deal with Canada's Franco-Nevada. The agreement, worth $500 million, is in exchange for the sale of gold and platinum streams from its Marikana, Kroondal and Rustenburg operations. Sibanye says the deal enhances the group's capital structure, improves its balance sheet headroom and liquidity. The transaction is subject to approval from the Reserve Bank. South 32 has seen improved conditions at its smelter in Mozambique. The group says road blockages have largely cleared and that it expects to rebuild alumina stocks at the smelter over the coming days if trucking conditions remain favorable. But it has cautioned that any escalation in civil unrest, which could take place after the election results are announced on Monday, can potentially impact trucking activity and operations at Mosul, and that to preserve raw materials and maintain operational stability, it's reduced amperage to the pot lines. Grindrod also took a knock from the unrest. The logistics group says the protests impacted volume flows into the port of Maputo precinct, and that affected the port's operational performance along with Grindrod's dry bulk sub-concessions. For the 11 months to the end of November, its dry bulk terminals in Mozambique handled 10.2 million tons. That's 13% lower than the prior period. Grindrod's also cited a subdued coal market for that decline. The JSE's property index is set for an expansion. That's as the bourse has proposed lowering the market cap threshold for inclusion. 4 real estate stocks are expected to be added to the 20 all-property index. These include Dipula Income Fund, Octodec Investments, Spear REIT and Schroeder European Real Estate Investment Trust. This comes after several fund managers lobbied the JSE to find ways to broaden the investable universe of real estate stocks. The 4 new entrants will contribute a combined benchmark weighting of about 2.8%. These rule changes for index inclusion, which will create more choice for investors, are also expected to provide share price upside for new entrants. Botswana's newly elected government has announced a phased lifting of restrictions on vegetable imports from South Africa and says that's expected to be completed by April 2025. The bans were implemented in 2022 to support Botswana's local agricultural sector. They had significant economic repercussions in Southern Africa, particularly SA. And according to the National Agricultural Marketing Council, they also posed challenges to the broader ambitions of the AfCFTA. The phased approach includes an immediate removal of bans on items such as turmeric, pumpkin and mushrooms. The second phase will lift restrictions on other key vegetables and fruits such as potatoes, onions, tomatoes and watermelon.